A study in 2009 found 62% of the ladies collaborating had sexual fantasies in which they're pressured into having intercourse against their will. These facts can make for uncomfortable reading, particularly in the wake of the Me Too motion and the severe sexual assault scandals that have ruled current headlines. But, which will recognize ourselves, we need to go to in which it's miles uncomfortable. Why are some ladies often fantasizing about being compelled into having intercourse, being ravished? I even have by no means notion that rape is the precise description of this kind of myth. Rape by way of its very definition is non-consensual, even as a sexual fantasy, irrespective of how violent it may be, is continually below the root and control of the character having it. Rape is a deeply worrying, regularly existence-threatening, profound violation of a person's being. It is a terrifying enjoy exactly because it is not consented to and the victim is disempowered. But, a fantasy is constantly a secure area, always below your very own control and constantly being consented to. No be counted how huge your solid listing can be, how dramatic the set, or how bizarre the plot, it is not possible no longer to consent for your personal fantasy. The delusion is ready intercourse. Actual rape is set energy. So, the first aspect that wishes to be mounted is that these are not fantasies about rape, they are approximately submission and domination. Nor do they imply every body who has them desires to be raped. Dr. Lori Beth Bisbee is a psychologist and sex intimacy trained who works with individuals and couples. She explained that despite the fact that this fantasy is one of the most common that her clients gift with, no longer one of the 1,000+ girls I have worked or interviewed within the past 30 years has wanted to revel in a real rape. The fable is ready intercourse. Actual rape is ready energy. Making a clear distinction among sexual fable and sexual attack is crucial. Not handiest is it deeply insulting, and just simple wrong, to suggest that rape is an erotic revel in, but the 62 consistent with % of ladies who have those fantasies need to know that any sense of accompanying disgrace is misplaced. Dr. Leon F. Seltzer cautioned the usage of the time period, fantasies about being ravished, rather than rape fable, as this no longer most effective eliminates the loaded word, rape. However, it also communicates the consensual energy change in play. Strictly fantasy. Fantasy does now not equate to wish fulfillment. We all have fantasies we'd no longer wish to stay out in real existence. Happily married human beings fantasize about dishonest, heterosexual human beings fantasize approximately being with the same intercourse. And in accordance to research posted in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, around 23% of us fantasize about exposing ourselves in a public location, but we don't do it, as it's a delusion. Blame avoidance. Although that is a common and absolutely everyday delusion to have, it presents something of a conundrum to psychologists. Why are such a lot of ladies fantasizing approximately something that would be terrible and traumatizing in actual life? Why not fantasize about consensual sex? Until 2012, one of the maximum extensively universal theories at the back of fantasizes approximately being ravished was blame avoidance. This principle suggested powerful cultural scripts about being promiscuous have caused many women to enjoy sexuality and desire as shameful. Therefore, fantasizing approximately being compelled allows ladies to revel in sex without the stigma of being slutty. There is confined evidence to aid this. For instance, in 1978, studies posted in the Journal of Consulting and Clinical Psychology suggested fantasies about being ravished have been greater every day in girls who skilled better ranges of guilt round intercourse. However, most studies into fantasies of being ravished do no longer guide this principle. Bodice rippers. Dr. Lori Beth Bisbee defined some of the common issues in ravishment fantasies. They are frequently like bodice rippers. The assailant is good-looking, the kind of man the lady could need to have sex with anyway. He is tough together with her, however it doesn't honestly hurt, and in the end, she succumbs. This is borne out by way of studies into sexual fantasies. The preference to be applicable is common to such fantasies and one of the most workable motivations explored within the 2012 Bivona research. The critical concept right here is that the rape fable portrays the lady as so appealing, seductive, and impossible to resist that, in her presence, men cannot manipulate themselves. Interestingly, Bivona suggests this could be the result of internalized romance narratives that eroticize female submissiveness and male dominance. An openness to intercourse and fantasy. A subject that got here up time and again with the girls I spoke to turned into strength and manipulate, however no longer inside the manner you may think. In the fantasy, the girl plays the submissive role, but her fable is likewise approximately controlling her associate. All the women I spoke to emphasized that, inside the myth, they have been the effective one who had decreased the opposite man or woman to a country wherein they couldn't manipulate themselves. This plays into the concept of sexual desirability, however it's also satirically approximately being the one on top of things. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon.